All right, and coming up next, we have John Hobbins, who is going to be providing an FRC update for 2021. So if he is ready to come on, here he is.
I am. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for all your work on this fantastic conference and this most recent EDI session. I just think it's so valuable and important that everybody is conscious of being inclusive of everyone, that there's equity in everything that we do, and that we honor and value the diversity that's out there in so many different ways. It's a pleasure to be here today to chat with you a little bit. I like these ideas of being connected, whether it's virtually or face-to-face, which I know we would all love. But just keeping everyone connected and engaged is really a amazing product of these sessions. And it really helps to build that ever important community. And of course, to Team 2056 for all your efforts on putting this on. We really appreciate what you do, and we appreciate the leadership that you guys demonstrate in the FIRST community. I'm going to share my screen with you if I can. And let's just to start my presentation here. Okay, so I think we can see that now.
Yep.
Again, thank you so much. You can begin to see by the agenda here that I have quite a bit of information I want to pass on to you that I feel is very important. And I know that my other colleagues at FIRST Canada, some of these key pieces that are on this agenda really help us move things forward in a way that we can effectively engage everyone and keep everybody on a good line for this season ahead. Number one, you need to stay tuned this Tuesday, October 6th in the evening, 7 to 8:30. We're going to have a fantastic announcement, extremely important, and I'm going to tease you with that and leave it there. Again, that FIRST Canada live session that occurs every Tuesday night from 7 to 8:30. I want to talk to you a bit about registration, some key pieces of the e-blast that I think are missing and people are not that aware of, in terms of why they perhaps should be on the distribution list, the email distribution list for the e-blast. I'm excited that we've started a new program around having opportunities for mentors to chat, and another opportunity in a separate session where we're going to talk about curriculum and what that might look like. We have a new program that launched last year, but due to COVID kind of got a little bit quiet, I guess you could say. And that was focused around face-to-face delivery. So I'll share more with you all about that in a moment. And then, of course, we'll open it up to the Q&A. I'm assuming there would likely be a fair amount of questions out there in the FIRST community from all of the interesting information that's come by recently. And of course, there will be a lot of information released over the next couple of weeks. So the point about the FIRST live sessions, really it's an great opportunity to get informed. And of course, there are many ways to get informed. In addition to the FIRST live sessions, from the e-blast as mentioned, from social media, to having opportunities to go to conferences such like this, the Gateway Conference that's coming up, SWATposium, and many other FIRST activities, especially when you start to think about what could I be involved in? How about the FIRST Canada challenges that are coming up? So there's the handle, the FIRST Twitch link that's there. And if you're watching this, you already know that Twitch channel. Again, 7 to 8:30, and that great announcement that's coming. So stay tuned for that. What I did want to mention to you was just a little bit of information here about the team registration and the team dashboard. When mentors go in to register there, we would be pleased if you could use your cell number. And there are a variety of reasons why. When we try to reach a mentor for an important point, and maybe perhaps it's urgent, and we have to call a school, it's very difficult to go leave a message on the school line, have the mentor pick it up or the teacher and get back to us. So having a cell number is very valuable for FIRST Canada. It's also valuable for you. What if we had $2,000 we wanted to give you and we couldn't get hold of you? What would we do then? Again, team registration also opens this October 6th, which is Tuesday this week. And what that really means is, as a team, you can go in and officially start your status for this year. You go into the dashboard, you get that dashboard cleaned up. And it helps First Canada on so many levels. When we see who's registered, it begins to help us understand what the season looks like going forward, what that might translate into numbers of teams engaged in awards, into the challenges that are out there, and also, of course, what we all hope to do, which is to have the season-ending qualifying tournaments, district events that we have. Again, if you do not register though, or the longer you leave it, the more of a chance that you won't get involved in certain activities like those challenges. The kit of parts that's going to start to come in December, the virtual kit of parts, access to that piece, the first choice credits that are available, and again, the awards as mentioned before. And for those of you that don't know, there's the challenges that headquarters has put out, which will begin in January, the game design, the infinite recharge at home opportunity. So for each person who's at home to get involved in a significant way, and the innovation challenge, and of course, future events. A little bit of information around the eBlast. So what you may not know is it's not just the team lead mentor or alternate mentor that should have access to information from the eBlast. So we want that to go out to anybody who wants to receive those messages. So if you're a mentor who's outside of the 1 or 2, you're the 6th mentor on the team, the 7th mentor, you're a lead student on the team, perhaps your team wants to have one of the students get some of that information so that they could help make sure that the mentors and the teachers bring that to the forefront when it's important. That would be wonderful. I get a lot of phone calls, even last week on Friday, where mentors have said, hey, I'm looking forward to seeing the session tonight. And I have to tell them it was the night before. So they missed it and so on. So it really, everything that we can do to help you stay engaged and aware of what's out there. And the eBlast is a typical and perfect way to do that. There's the link right there on the screen. Really, the link just simply goes to the First Canada website, which has an archive of all the information, all the FAQs, all the summaries of the eBlast that have gone out. So you'll be able to go in there perhaps now and see when the dates are, while you know when this conference is, because it's almost 3/4 completed already. But then the Gateway Conference, and what is the date of the Swaposium, and when do those First Canada's challenges start, and so on. And again, it's disheartening when a team member contacts First and they've missed out on something because they didn't get that information through what was delivered in an eBlast. So again, I encourage all mentors and team leads to be involved in that eBlast distribution list. And again, it's another one of the multiple ways that it helps First Canada reach out to the community. I know that Paul Keenan, for example, one of our superstar 6 FSMs for senior mentors that we have, and myself, we're always talking what's next on the timeline. What do we need our mentors to know and teams to know? And we always use the eBlast as an update for us each week. So opt in if you like. It's optional, of course, and I hope to have you get that information. Okay, so team registration October 6th, and what's new with the dashboard? Well, you'll see there that there's this new button that's on that dashboard. I took a snapshot of it there for returning teams. If you go in and you click that, headquarters knows what your intent is for this year, as well as First Canada would know also. So that would help us. On that dashboard, hopefully you would use your cell number where possible. And that information is private. We're not going to take your cell numbers and give that out to anyone else. And we're not going to make it a habit of calling you unless we need to or it's important. And the whole idea of getting registered. So many important things that are upon us. I did mention in the agenda about the mentor talk that's there, you know, an opportunity for mentors to collaborate, for mentors to see each other, for mentors to talk to each other. We know that certainly in professional circles in education, one of the number one asks for us is more time to just talk to our colleagues. So I can imagine, I know we had our first mentor talk, I believe it was the 28th of September, and we had 30 mentors on there, and they stayed engaged the whole time. And the key comment was, thank you so much for an opportunity to chat. So it really gives an opportunity to engage, but also it's very important that mentors would have a voice. It's a direct line to myself and to other colleagues at First Canada, where you could provide some opinions to us, some ideas about things, or just share perhaps some best practices that you have that you'd like to share out. For example, what are you doing on your team now virtually because you're not meeting face to face that you feel is really benefiting the team? How do we share that out so other teams could benefit from your good best practices also? During that session, it's an hour and a half long, so you'd have a tremendous amount of time to pose questions and get the best answers that we can give you. And if we don't have an answer for you, it'll be posted in the summary the next day. We'll get the answers for you on the FAQs that are again posted on the First Canada website. I'm really excited to let the community know that we're really digging in and doing a lot of work around curriculum resources with a real focus on FTC at this point, and FRC, of course, and the idea of how do we bring that into the classroom? How do we give our teachers the opportunity to use FIRST as the lens or the delivery model of the curriculum in their programs, whether it's a physics course, science course, technology course, computer engineering, computer science. So it really does fit very well into what we do in our schools and even into the SHSM or specialist high skills major programs. You want to know when those sessions are, you have to look at the e-blast because we'll post in that e-blast, but basically they're every 2 weeks, just like the mentor talk. So mentor talk will be 1 week and curriculum next week, and then they'll just continue alternating on Thursdays at 7 p.m. All right, and the goal for that is, again, to build this data bank, this archive or resource bank of rich curricular ties and activities and course outlines that teachers can adopt and put into practice in their classrooms. One of the last big things to tell you about is the Mobile Alumni Crew. Those that haven't heard about it, it's expert alumni who have graduated, who want to stay connected in FIRST and have a plethora of expertise that they could offer to mentors out there that perhaps have a gap. So for example, let's say I'm not the most experienced programmer and I want to run a team and I'm struggling with that a bit. I can call up and get some help from the Mobile Alumni Crew or the MAC Crew. And the goal is that, and when this was originally started this program, which was last October, was that we'd assign this alumni member to come out to you with some resources to the mentor on site at their home site and help you work through some issues that you have and build that capacity in the mentors. Things have to change or pivot a bit because of the COVID piece. So we're right now looking at how can we evolve that MAC crew piece to be more remote or virtual delivery. So yes, we're going to have a crew, kind of like the online help desk that we have with Team 1114. We'd have a Mobile Alumni Crew that would be available to take inquiries into how do we, that I might want some help with programming, who's going to be able to help me with programming, and whether they call me or we set up a training session, we're going to be able to do that for you. And we've enlisted the help of our first senior mentors. Phil Homersky will be leading the FRC piece for the MAC Crew, and Sarah Sills will be leading the FTC piece. It also would support the other programs, FLL Challenge 2. Right now, we're just going to really drive at the FTC and FRC piece with a lot of work ahead of us. I'm very excited about this program. Well, here we are. I've talked a lot. I've shared a lot with you, and I'd be thrilled to answer some questions to remind you of what we just did talk about, which is that October 6th. Make sure you tune in. Karthik and a few other terrific alumni are going to be leading that session, and they'll have some guest speakers in there to share some important information about the team announcement with you, and reminders around the importance of the team registration. And I'd like to now shift to the Q&A if I could. How are we doing there? Zoom team, do we have any questions?
There aren't any questions so far.
Okay. I know I just threw a whole bunch of information out there all at once, quite quickly. I know that I think the key piece here is that our audience will be tuned in already and primed for October 6th. I can't stress enough about how important that announcement is going to be. And we're just, First Canada is just thrilled and excited to be able to share that information with you on Tuesday. All right. And so I see we have a chat channel, but we also have I guess a Twitch feed also. And is it Ian or Jacob that I'm chatting with?
Ian.
Ian, okay. Ian, what's your role on 2056?
It's kind of all over the place. I've been doing a lot of website work, definitely last year, and then I was also a part of chairman's.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
And what grade are you?
Grade 10.
Grade 10. Oh,
yes.
Your first year last year, and I know your team was on its way to Ryerson, ready to go.
Yeah,
and, the carpet felt like the carpet was pulled out from underneath you, right?
Yeah, I know.
Or pulled out from underneath the wheels of the robot. Pardon the pun there. Wheels on the carpet. I was very excited about you guys getting in at the last second for that event, and then the moment where headquarters had informed us to tell the community that we're stopping everything. But when you look back on it now, obviously it was the right call. We certainly don't want to put anyone in a jeopardy, have safety issues. And speaking about safety issues, we are planning for those events down the road, we hope, with a plethora of safety protocols that we're putting in place that will be vetted by local public health authorities to ensure that we're following the best process that we can to ensure that if an event runs, that it's going to be an exciting opportunity and of course safe for everyone involved.
We do have one question. So how can rookies participate this year? How do you think they would?
Excellent question. I will say to you that I myself am really excited to get on the recruiting piece now. Now that we know all the pieces are in place, right, to a large degree, which helps us plan. We know what the costs are. We know what you're going to get when you register now. We know that the teams that do get involved, that they're going to be able to be involved in a variety of things that are new this year. So as far as a rookie, October 6th, rookie teams could start. So myself and some other staff will be out recruiting, starting that process. I do know though that we're not gonna lose sight of our veteran teams, our existing teams, that we wanna make sure. We're gonna put an effort out there to contact one-to-one to make sure that everybody's had a chance to be connected with, to understand where everyone is going. And then how do we now support the rookies and what does that look like? So rookies would get a full kit. That kit would be distributed like in any other year in December. And hopefully we'll get as many teams registered as quickly as we can. So we'll be able to get a bundle of shipments on their way. And of course the veteran teams would have a veteran kit, which would be just a very small kit comparative to a rookie team. A rookie team would have to get the whole kit, all the pieces that were delivered to veteran teams last year.
Awesome, thank you.
Yes, and I do hope that, in what may seem like a difficult year in front of us, that we're gonna get lots of interest from rookie teams. And we'll just see how that all plays out. But I'm certainly not shy to go out and brag about the great program that we have for First, and as well as all of you too.
Yep.
All right.
So yeah, I don't think there are gonna be any more questions.
Okay, so
I'm not too sure.
The session is recorded, so I guess people can go back and look at it later. Do you know when the audience would be able to look at the videos that weren't able to be in the sessions today and yesterday?
I'm not too sure actually. I couldn't find any of our archived videos, but they should be coming up pretty soon.
Okay.
Either on the website or on the actual Twitch
And
profile.
Ian, out of the sessions that occurred yesterday, do you have a favorite session? And if you do, why? And Ian, I purposefully said yesterday because I didn't want you to think I was talking about anything I was doing today, but
Yeah.
I know you had quite a few good sessions yesterday.
I think everything yesterday was really, let me turn on my video here, I guess. I'll be talking
Excellent.
a bit. If it's gonna work, yeah. A lot of the sessions yesterday were really, really informative, really good. I don't know if I have a favorite. I don't know. I think talking with Michael Martin about AI and like all the questions that you
Oh yeah.
were answering, I think that was very interesting to hear. Because like I've heard a whole bunch of takes on like what AI is going to be in the future, but hearing that and like what he was saying from an actual like professional standpoint was definitely informative. So
I know.
yeah.
I think you're on to something there. I will say that
Yeah.
every time we talk to anyone out in the community, when I'm talking to different city councils across Ontario and Canada, one of the questions that always comes up is what is first focus on AI? What does that
Right.
really look like? And how are we developing or stretching our student population into better understanding AI and the opportunities that exist?
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm going to look back at the recordings and make sure I get a good look at that one.
Right.
Okay. Well, I'm fine to stay
So yeah.
on, or if, oh, sorry, go ahead, Ian.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if there aren't questions, it might be a good opportunity for you to have a break before you guys get into your next session.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I don't know if they're going to be any more. The chat's kind of died down. So yeah, if you want to stay, we can probably take a break too. It's kind of been
Oh yeah,
a
I'm
little bit
happy to
here.
do whatever works. A break might be good for you guys.
Okay.
So thanks again for all the good stuff that you guys are doing. A big pivot for you to do the whole conference virtually, but to be able to connect in different ways, right, with all the important people out there, the stakeholders from all some of the sponsors, and of course the partners out there that are going to help you as a team evolve even more so as an outstanding team, and of course all the other teams out there. I'll go back to that EDI piece. I personally
Right.
would really like to see
Mm-hmm.
every mentor have some type of level of training in EDI. That whole idea about a EDI badge, that's why it's there, is because we want to encourage that. But to be able to have a sense that it's on the minds of everyone that's in first, how important EDI is. And I would almost go as far as saying I would like to see judges talk about that or ask that question when they're
Right.
talking to teams. So really important. So
Yeah.
anyway, thanks again.
Yeah.
Let's give you a chance to get freed up and have a few minutes break before your next session. And all the best to everyone. And let's see you all on October 6th at 7 o'clock.
Yeah. Thank
All
you
right.
very much for coming on.
You're very welcome. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks. Yep.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.